Jonna's body, where we put the art in artery. Hi guys! Here we are at set. All right, I'm going to get made up. I came up with the idea for having all these different body parts inside the hotel of my body because when I was going through cancer treatment, the side effects were so numerous and so varied that it occurred to me that each body part had like a completely different experience than a different body part. And so I thought, if you asked them, they'd have a completely different story to tell. We're covered in sores. I'm losing it.
Look, I'm backed up for miles here. We gotta start moving.
It was very clear that since we're dealing with such a dark subject matter, the look of the film had to be completely ridiculous, but beautiful in how ridiculous it is.
One of the color references for the whole thing were those anatomical, medical, plastic models that everyone sort of had in school. They have sort of these, they're supposed to be natural colors, and yet they're not. You know, the veins are blue and the arteries are bright red, and so they're very instantly recognizable, and yet they're not real. But that was kind of something that we referenced to as we made this world inside. The environment for Pearl was, of course, the most colorful. It was the most inner part of her body, the most colorful, the most organic, because she was sort of the center of the whole thing.
Jonna's body, where we put the odd in body. Well, they can't all fly. May I help you?
It's gonna look better if this is just a test.
Look at the flashes. Look at how, oh my God. And the,
Well, the little particles, the little floating,
I love them.
There were 278 visual effects shots, taking up 25 minutes, and we're like, okay, well, how are we gonna manage these?
I stand here before you today, gazing with pride at you. Ladies, we've been through it all. Through thick and thin. Sometimes we've needed a little finesse, and sometimes we've needed a lot. But we've stood together in the face of fierce, hot winds.
I'm very proud of how the Sergeant Quaff section came out. It wasn't gonna look like, you know, you're really in the scalp, but it had to definitely feel like you were in someone's scalp.
No! Forward march! In shooting the movie, my favorite character to play was Stomach. I really liked sitting in that cave, being filthy, all moist looking.
Dan, how are you, Bubba?
Doing good. How's that outfit?
I love it.
It's
I'm
good.
staying.
You're looking
my
good.
bed in here. This is my new bedroom.
Yeah, just get rid of the white. And then we should be able to roll, right? Yep, let's do it.
I really love the opening bone marrow shot.
This is bone marrow.
It has something that marries the real to the fake, and the fake is pretty fake. The piles of blood cells are completely CG. But you know, there's something about the stark environment and the bright colors, and I think visually, I find that shot very pleasing.
The thing that was really fun was mixing this ridiculous look of the production design with very dramatic, big camera moves. Because, you know, normally in this kind of thing, when you see things looking this silly, this intentionally ridiculous, it's usually on something like a Saturday morning kids television show. What we did was develop these camera moves on things that looked so silly but ended up looking scary at the same time. When Walter arrives, you know, dropping the suitcases and you hear this giant thud and the camera whips up.
What the hell is going on?
You know, it's like all these little things just really give you the va-voom for each scene.
Gertrude, look at you. You look hideous.
We had a meeting early on, and someone came up and threw a wig on my head, and so I was Gertrude. And then he tortured me by making me fall 19 times because I couldn't get it right.
Gertrude, darling. It turns out we are not safe here. Gertrude, darling. It turns out we are not safe here. But nobody seems to care.
Flowers, candy, Mylar balloon. But it doesn't happen to me. It's irreverent and we tackle a heavy subject with humor and goofiness sometimes.
Let's just hope that you can withstand the chemotherapy long enough to kill the bad, but not so long that it ends up killing you.
In particular, I hope that this movie is impactful for cancer patients, because that's such a tough hand of cards to be dealt, a cancer diagnosis.
So how's the job? Oh, had to give it up because of the cancer.
Hey, how about a movie? Do you feel up to it since you have cancer?
Paper or plastic, ma'am, and you have cancer.
I think in the face of a big tragedy, ultimately, what else can we do but joke about it?
Jonna, I understand this is the last treatment. One more, that's it.
Well, it was really a personal project for me as well, because what some people don't know is that my father is an oncologist.
We can do this, girlie. We can stand this a lot longer than any weak, deformed, grubbing little pestilence.
And one day he said, you know, Adam, I'm just a catalyst for the body to cure itself. Our bodies want to cure themselves. And that sentence just kind of came back to me when we were thinking about building the end of the movie.
Jonna! Once more onto the breach, dear, go! Once more!
Where we really felt like Sergeant Quaff was calling on the body to cure itself and to get the bad out.
Do you hear me?
I feel so strongly about how wonderful life is and how lucky we are to get to be here and be alive, that's what I want to share with people.
It gelled together so well because all of the people working on it really approached it with a similar sensibility when it came to its tone and its humor. It all really felt like it was the right team pulled together for the project.
I feel very lucky to be involved in this project. I really did. It was really fun. It was one of those projects that really became more than the sum of its parts. It just became this big, amazing thing, and I'm really happy that you know, I was involved in it. I'm really happy.